Welcome to An Ashley a Day. Hooray!
Hey everybody, welcome to day 112 of An Ashley a Day. So I've been watching Game of Thrones all day, pretty much, and doing laundry. So I got some stuff done. But yes, I've been watching Game of Thrones, and it got me thinking what it would be like to live back in a time period like that. A medieval time period, hunter-gatherer time period, a time period where we don't have electricity and modern weapons and modern technology, and it sounds kind of strange, but I think it'd be kind of interesting to live in that time period. I think it'd be kind of cool to live in that time period, but at the same time, when you think about it, they didn't have showers, they had baths, but you're bathing in dirty water. There's no plumbing or anything. You're peeing and pooping in a pot, chamber pot, if you're lucky enough to have one. Otherwise, it's probably like a hole in the backyard. But at the same time, that was a time period where you actually worked really hard for what you got. I'm not saying that we don't nowadays. I know my generation is definitely one of an entitled generation where we expect to get things that we feel entitled to, even if we aren't. You know, every kid expects to go to college and have their parents pay for it. I understand that. That's why I want to fully pay my parents back. I don't expect them to pay half. They say they're going to, but I hope one day that I can pay them back in full. And yes, I'm saying this to you, Mom. I said it to Dad, too. Back then, they farmed all of their food. They made all of their clothes, armor, weapons, whatever needed to protect themselves. Granted, it wasn't a perfect time period. You lived under a lord or a king or someone that ruled you, and if you weren't in the castle, you were a lowly peasant and probably weren't doing so well in life as to have luxuries. I mean, I really don't know where I'm going with this. Here, I'll say this. If I could go back in time, I would go back to a medieval period without our modern technologies, to see how different it is from now. And I think it'd just be really interesting to be able to see how people live off the land. Go somewhere where they still do that. I don't necessarily have to go back in time to do it. There are places in the world that still work really hard for what they can get and work off the land. And it just also made me think of it because Christine came in after working hard all day on stuff, and here I've been sitting watching a television show all day, and she's been working her butt off on projects. I asked her, like, well, how much do you have left in the week? Maybe thinking, is the last project due tomorrow or something? And she listed off a good 10 things that she's just plain old projects that she has, not including exams and finals. Whereas me, I've got one project due tomorrow. It is really simple and it's already done. I've got 3 exams next Tuesday and 1 final, but that's next week. I still have all this time to prepare for it, where she's got like 2 things due tomorrow, a couple things due Wednesday, more things due Thursday, Friday, next week. It almost seems unfair, really. Granted, in the long run, she might be able to get a job much easier than I could, being in accounting versus business administration, but I don't know. I really don't know where this talk is going. I didn't do anything today. Like I said, I just watched TV. Makes me feel bad and selfish and lazy. And yeah, I think this summer I'm going to volunteer somewhere. Like a dog, like a shelter. A shelter with animals. I do miss my doggy. Hopefully I have a more productive tomorrow. On day, 113? When you feel bad that you're not doing anything, if you're in a lazy mood or just lazy overall, do you feel bad being unproductive? Because I feel bad, yet I still do it. I don't know why. I don't know how I can fix it, but that's just how I am. Do you have anything to fix it, cure it, whatever? Like I said, I think I'm going to find some place to volunteer this summer, as well as an internship if I can still get one. I hope not to have a lazy summer. I do enjoy myself more when I'm working, like spring break. I really enjoyed working at the office. I didn't care waking up early and leaving at 5. I could still be lazy after that, but it was nice working and having to work. Maybe that means I'm ready for a career. At the same time, I still feel like I'm not. And now I'm just rambling about random stuff in this video, makes no sense. But I will see you tomorrow on day 113 before I start talking about like fish or something. I don't know. But until then, goodbye!